With all further consideration, after reviewing the current footage of me doing Delta Math, please.
Yes! I'm a genius! I'm just like Usagi Uichi, bro.
Ixl and Delta Math might just be worse than a firing squad. Throughout my educational career, I've had to do Ixl since first grade, and it wasn't that bad until third grade, when math actually gets to the point where you struggle. Ixl generally feels like someone put the worst game functions to ever exist in an educational format. And what I mean is, why? And in what world would you make the point system like that? Like, dude, look at this. Why do my points go down from 5 to 10 points per question to 2 to 3 per question? That's not even making it harder at that point. You're just making me do extra work for more time. Ixl makes my entire soul quiver as I wait for my answer to be judged. Tell me why every answer I drop is either bad or bad. Regardless if you finish the assignment, you don't even learn anything half the time. The downsides are that the math sucks. They already expect you to know how to do said subject. They don't teach you step by step. And they could care less if you got past 70 points before they start halving your points to milk your brain cells to the absolute max. Now, the other issue with Ixl is that Ixl has no consideration. The videos are absolutely trash. The explanations are trash. At least with Delta Math, you can get saved by the show examples page, which might be one of the greatest features to ever come out of an app. But at least I can have some fun on Delta Math. At least I have some triumphs. Like, Delta Math is like picking between hell or heaven. But with Ixl, it's just hell or hell. It doesn't even matter. You don't get a choice. Now, Delta Math is just as bad, but I can at least lock in because the loud noises Ixl makes low-key locks me out of the flow state every time. As soon as I lock in and I'm, okay, I already know how to do this. I'm going to do the formula. I miss one question. Boom. Now I'm out of the flow state. Now I have to work my way up to it. It's regardless of if I get the point wrong or if I get it right. That loud dinging noise is so obnoxious that I have flashbacks, straight PTSD from every time I hear that freaking noise. Even if it's not even my screen, even if I'm not doing Ixl and I hear it in public, my heart freezes. I quiver. I start shaking. I start sweating. I'm nervous. I'm shaking. It's just that bad. Now, for me personally, Delta Math is horrible, but Ixl is like 100 times worse. It's like if Satan decided to make a rage bait app for little kids to test how far their anger management can go. And it gets to the point where you genuinely don't know how far you can take it. It gets to the point where my very soul just wants to incinerate half the planet, smite every single person next to me, destroy the computer, destroy the evidence, just destroy everything. But I can't because I'm still in school, obviously. Now, Delta Math feels like heaven or literal icy hell in some situation. For example, you could generally be breezing through the math and then the last two questions will low-key be either, yo, this is so easy. Why have I never thought of this? And then you get it wrong and then you try again and try to put the same answer again to see what you got wrong. And boom, there goes your streak and now you got to start over. Or it's literal hell and you look at the page and figure out who in the world made this because this is not what I was just doing 2 seconds ago. Now, with Delta Math, you can at least tell if you got it right or wrong because there's just like little lag in between if you have bad Wi-Fi or not. For example, if you're at my school, if you got a question wrong, it's going to instantly say, incorrect answer, try again. But if you got it right, it's going to breeze right into it's going to like load for a little bit and then it's going to put you onto it. Now, at least you get 2 tries. That's the only thing Delta Math does that actually makes it better. You get 2 tries on something. Ixl, 2 tries? Bro, you're lucky to even get 1 try. What are you talking about? Now, I feel like the next biggest issue with Delta Math is that the explanations aren't that good. For example, you could do a case that has negative answers, all negative numbers. And the one you have in show examples is one negative, one positive. And if you don't know, if you haven't gone too far into math, you should know by now that two negatives make a positive, which is way easier than a negative and a positive, because now you have to try to balance it, especially if you're doing 3-step equations. And you haven't even gotten to the part where you have to do quadratic equations yet. Most of y'all haven't even gotten that far yet. And if you have, you know what I'm talking about. Factoring sucks. It's probably the worst thing you can do. And Delta Math makes it way easier than IXL. IXL makes it 20 times harder. I don't think I've ever passed a factoring assignment on IXL. It's hell. Don't do it. Now, back when I was doing math this year, I want to say around October-ish, I had gotten this assignment. And normally, I would do my Delta Math the night of and then turn it in. Now, most of the time, I usually don't do it. And I'll tell you why in a little bit, but meanwhile, on the main story that I'm trying to tell you, it was timed. And it wasn't IXL, no, it was Delta Math. Now, the thing is, I was shocked to see this. Now, 60 seconds isn't that much time. And when you're doing a lot of math, that seems like little to no time. And Jesus Christ, why did I have to answer like 10 or 15 questions to get the full credit of the answers? Like, even if you missed one, you had to start all the way over. And I'm not even talking about like normally. I'm talking about literally. Like if you were doing timing assignments anywhere else, if you miss one during that time, it's going to put more questions in front of you and not reset your score. You miss one on that, it resets your score and you have to start over. Like, at least they'll have like a streak and it'll show you how many questions you've gotten wrong. Kind of like IXL, but IXL isn't really timed. It just tells you how much time you spent on an assignment. But Jesus Christ, that assignment was the worst assignment by far. I had to do so many things. I had to do multiple parts of math in 60 seconds and get at least all of them right. And if I didn't, they were all wrong. It was probably the most mind-bending, most chair-ripping, chair-throwing, table-tossing, monitor-punching feeling I've ever had in my life. I was just so frustrated I genuinely wouldn't care if I killed someone right then and there. I would low-key slime out a whole neighborhood just to get that question right, because that question was so annoying. And it wasn't even on the test, so it was it was a waste of my time. It was a waste of my sanity.
What? We're flying to Philadelphia! Oh, hell no! That's the hell no! No!
And to this day, I won't do the Delta Math unless I have a test. If I have a test, I'm going to do it right before so I can at least get the formulas down. And if we didn't do it in class, I'm not doing it on the test then. Now, the only reason why I really don't do this is because of three reasons. Number one is most of my teachers will say, oh, it's just for practice. And the practice does help, especially if you're doing like quick checks, which are one of the worst things. And I will get into that next video. It is one of the greatest things and the worst things. It'll either boost your grade or put your grade from a 90 to about a 60. Because instead of making them summatives, which if you don't have the same grading system as me, it's basically like if you took a test and it basically made or broke your grade, and you get 3 summatives every 9 weeks. Now, our system is very different. I don't know if anywhere else does it like this. This is just how our town does it, I guess. I don't know. When I mean I get so pissed every time I do these quick checks, because it's either I know everything on the quick check and I get a straight 100, or I have no idea what we did and we've never done this in class, and I low-key just want to throw the computer at the teacher and then tell him to shut up and cry about it. Now, the next issue is that they'll either say it's for a grade, and only one teacher ever took it for a grade. When I mean the teacher I have right now has never taken my Delta Math for a grade, I mean, I don't think I've ever seen him put a grade in the grade book that says Delta Math 1 through blah, blah, blah. My other teacher, you have to literally get a notebook, put it on a piece of paper, show her how you did all your work, or else you weren't getting the credit points. And she made it for a grade, which is annoying because not only did you have to do the work, you had to do the show. You had to show your work, and you also had to do the homework. That is way too much to be doing just to get like 5 extra points after finishing a test. And not only would you not even learn anything half the time, because they'll always say this next thing. And I mean, they always say this. And every time I hear this, I instantly turn my brain off. I swear, it's like as soon as I hear these 4 words, everything on the homework is on the test. As soon as I hear that phrase, I instantly turn my brain off, and whatever they're saying, yeah, it just sounds like Charlie Brown at that point. Because there's no way you're going to sit here and lie to my face straight up. I don't know how many times I've heard someone say everything on the homework, yeah, it's going to be on the test. It doesn't matter what you do, what assignment, what subject, they're always going to say this. Now, typically what they mean is what you're doing on the homework is basically practice for the test. But with Delta Math, it's different because they'll actually add things that you've never done in class on the test. And I mean, this dude is a master of giving us the bare bones basics math and then telling us to basically go do it on our own, which is really your job. You're supposed to teach us how to do the math, how to at least do it on our own, and then quiz us about it. That's how the formula should be. We should be getting quizzes at the end of class before we leave as an exit ticket, not whenever you feel like it. And his notes, they're really just, just do the answers, get the answers on Schoology, turn it in, and you don't even get a grade for it. So literally the whole class period, not only are we not doing anything for a grade, the only time we do something for a grade is when we have 20 minutes left in class. And now this is generally a school issue, which is what I'll be talking about in the next video, but that is just a part of the Delta Math issue. Now, in every single time I've ever done Delta Math, I just wish they would add it as extra credit points for the test, quick check, just anything to make it worthwhile. It takes too much time and sanity to just get a grade that's worth only like 10 points. But yeah, all in all, Delta Math is like an either God-given answers or you scrambling to use 120% of your max potential to get the last question correct before the assignment is due at 11:59 p.m. But yeah, that's all I got for y'all. Hey, if y'all really love this video and want to see more commentary videos, let me know. I'm really happy. I'm going through a really good, amazing life journey right now. It was a lot of fun making this video. So yeah, if y'all would like to if y'all could like the video, if you could share, it's always helpful to get people out there, if you know what I mean. And comment worst Delta Math or Ixl problem ever was in your entire educational career. But yeah, other than that, Unk out. That's all I got for you.